You're turning right at a crossroads. An oncoming driver is also turning right. What's the advantage of turning behind the oncoming vehicle? Have a clearer view of any approaching traffic. You'll use less fuel because you can stay in a higher gear. You'll have more time to turn. You'll be able to turn without stopping. What should you do if you see a pedestrian waiting at a zebra crossing? Go on quickly before they step onto the crossing. Stop before you reach the zigzag lines and let them cross. Be ready to slow down or stop to let them cross. Ignore them as they're still on the pavement. What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway? 50 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour. When may you stop on a clear way? Never. When it's busy. In the rush hour. During daylight hours. Who is authorized to signal you to stop? A motorcyclist. A pedestrian. A police officer. A bus driver. You're going to turn left from a main road into a minor road. What should you do as you approach the junction? Keep just left of the middle of the road. Keep in the middle of the road. Swing out to the right just before turning. Keep well to the left of the road. When may you drive without wearing your seat belt? When you're carrying out a maneuver that includes reversing. When you're moving off on a hill. When you're testing your brakes. When you're driving slowly and queuing traffic. What should you do when there's an obstruction on your side of the road? Carry on, as you have priority. Give way to oncoming traffic. Wave oncoming vehicles through. Accelerate to get past first. Which vehicle is most likely to take an unusual course at a roundabout? Estate car. Milk float. Delivery van. Long vehicle. You're approaching a busy junction. What should you do when, at the last moment, you realize you're in the wrong lane? Continue in that lane. Force your way into the lane you need. Stop until the area has cleared. Use arm signals to help you change lane. Which vehicle might have to take a different course from normal at a roundabout? Sports car. Van. Estate car. Long vehicle. What's the nearest you may park to a junction? 10 meters, 32 feet. 12 meters, 39 feet. 15 meters, 49 feet. 20 meters, 66 feet. What should you do when you park at night on a road that has a 40 miles per hour speed limit? Park facing the traffic. Leave parking lights switched on. Leave dipped headlights switched on. Park near a street light. When are you allowed to park in a parking bay for disabled drivers? When you have a blue badge. When you have a wheelchair. When you have an advanced driver certificate. When you have an adapted vehicle. When may you drive over a pavement? To overtake slow-moving traffic. When the pavement is very wide. if there are no pedestrians nearby. To gain access to a property. Where's the safest place to park your vehicle at night? In a garage? On a busy road? In a quiet car park? Near a red route? You want to park and you see this sign. What should you do on the days and times shown? Park in a bay and not pay. Park on yellow lines and pay. Park on yellow lines and not pay. Park in a bay and pay. What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? Signal left before leaving the roundabout. Don't signal at any time. Signal right when you're approaching the roundabout. Signal left when you're approaching the roundabout. When may you stop on an urban clearway? Near a police station. In a quiet road. On a red route. In a well-lit area. When should you use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane dual carriageway? When you're overtaking only. When you're overtaking or turning right. When you're using cruise control. When you're turning right only. You're in a built-up area at night and the road is well lit. Why should you use dipped headlights? So that you can see further along the road. So that you can go at a much faster speed. So that you can switch to main beam quickly. So that you can be easily seen by others. You're driving at night with your headlights on main beam. A vehicle is overtaking you. When should you dip your headlights? Sometime after the vehicle has passed you. Before the vehicle starts to pass you. Only if the other driver dips their headlights. As soon as the vehicle passes you. What must you do if you come across roadworks that have a temporary speed limit displayed? Obey the speed limit. Obey the limit, but only during rush hour. Ignore the displayed limit. Use your own judgment, the limit is only advisory. You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passenger are disabled. What should you do if the only free spaces are marked for disabled drivers? Use one of these spaces. Park in one of these spaces but stay with your vehicle. Use one of the spaces as long as one is kept free. Wait for a regular parking space to become free. What's the national speed limit on a single carriageway road for cars and motorcycles? 30 miles per hour. 50 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. 70 miles per hour. What will the speed limit usually be where you can see street lights but no speed limit signs? 30 miles per hour. 40 miles per hour. 50 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. How far are you allowed to reverse? No further than is necessary. No more than a car's length. As far as it takes to reverse around a corner. The length of a residential street. You see these double white lines along the center of the road. When may you park on the left, if the line nearest to you is broken? When there are no yellow lines. To pick up or set down passengers. During daylight hours only. A cycle lane, marked by a solid white line, is in operation. What does this mean for car drivers? They may park in the lane. They may drive in the lane at any time. They may use the lane when necessary. They mustn't drive along the lane. How should you signal if you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? Signal right on the approach and then left to leave the roundabout. Signal left after you leave the roundabout and enter the new road. Signal right on the approach to the roundabout and keep the signal on. Signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you're going to take. When would you use the right-hand lane of a two-lane dual carriageway? When you're turning right or overtaking. When you're passing a side road on the left. When you're staying at the minimum allowed speed. When you're traveling at a constant high speed.